We begin King 5 News at 9 with some breaking news. Seattle police are investigating a deadly shooting at a homeless camp in South Seattle. The shooting comes as Mayor Ed Murray delivered his address on homelessness in the city. Take a look at this map, and it shows you where that shooting happened, near the intersection of Airport Way South and South Atlantic Street. This is just west of I-5. King 5's John Langler begins our live team coverage from the scene. John?
And Greg, first of all, we're going to join a press conference about to start here with Seattle Police.
We good? So my name is Robert Murner, M-E-R-N-E-R. I'm Assistant Chief in charge of investigations for Seattle PD. Tonight at about 7:20 p.m., officers from the South Precinct responded for a report of shots fired down here on Airport Way, just off to the woods here. As a result of those shots fired, officers responded, found 5 individuals suffering from gunshot wounds. 1 individual has been pronounced on scene here. 1 individual has been pronounced deceased at Harborview Medical Center, and we have 2 people in critical condition in surgery at Harborview Medical, and an additional person in critical condition, but more stable than the other 2. At the time of the incident, Seattle Police responded, assisted by King County Sheriff's Department, Washington State Patrol, and as you can see, Guardian 1 is up. A perimeter was set up. An extensive search was done using all of the resources available, including Seattle PD, SWAT, and K9 units. As a result of the ongoing investigation, we have identified, or at least have 2 persons of interest that we're interested in. They won't be identified at this time. However, this investigation is very preliminary, and we'll give you a further update.
Just real quick, 2 persons of interest are being searched for, or you have identified?
There's 2 individuals that we're looking at right now as persons of interest as being involved in this incident.
Are they in custody or at large?
They're not in custody.
Can you give us any more description or idea of the scene up there, what the sort of the circumstances are of what may
Again, crime scene is still on scene right now, conducting their investigation, but it is an encampment. The scene is a tent, and multiple shots were fired up there.
If you have 2 people that you're still looking for in this area, what advice do you have for people who maybe live in this area, work in this area?
So obviously, if you know, anybody sees anything suspicious, at this time we don't have a description that we're putting out because we have some potential witnesses that are being interviewed, and just to protect the integrity of the investigation, we're not going to put out any identifiers at this time. We will make sure that a public safety statement goes out as that information becomes available.
Do you have any idea how many people were up in that encampment at the time of the shooting?
Multiple people. It's a long-standing encampment up there, as you folks know. So there were numerous people in the area, but we do have 5 victims.
All 5 were shot inside a tent.
Inside the encampment.
Inside the encampment.
Yep.
Do you know if the suspects and the victims knew each other?
Again, that's part of the preliminary investigation right now.
Do you suspect the suspects are still in the jungle area?
No. An extensive search was done by Seattle Police SWAT, along with K9, multiple officers from the South Precinct, Sheriff's Department, and others. So we're fairly secure that the suspects are not in the area of the jungle.
What about other campers? There's a lot of camps up and down there. Nearby encampments, are they still there? Have they fled?
There are still campers up there, and they're being talked to by Seattle Police investigators and officers, and we're also putting out some information to other encampments in the area. But we have no reason to believe that, you know, at this time that it was. We have reason to believe that it was very targeted as far as what happened here tonight.
Do you believe the suspects lived there? Lived in
the victims live here in the encampment.
How about the suspects?
Don't know.
Are both considered shooters?
Don't know at this time. Again, preliminary investigation.
Do you have a male, female, or general age breakdown of some of the victims?
4 of the victims were female. 1 of the victims was a male.
Do you know about the 2 deceased at all?
Age-wise, I don't know. Again, it's very preliminary in the investigation. We'll get back. We'll be doing an update very shortly, and I know that the mayor and the commissioner will be coming out to, the mayor and the police chief will be coming out to give you a statement.
Can you tell us the victims who died? Men, women?
We have 2 deceased, a deceased male and a deceased female at this time.
Can you break it down by race?
No. We'll get back to you, though, very early. Thank you.
All right, so there you have it. That's the latest from Seattle Police. 2 dead, 3 injured at the Jungle Homeless Encampment here in South Seattle, in the 1400 block of Airport Way South. A long investigation will continue here. One of the victims, a male, one of the victims, a female, and 2 people of interest are on the loose, essentially. People they think may be involved, but beyond that, no actual suspects. And that is the latest from here at the scene near the Jungle Homeless Encampment in Seattle. For now, live in Seattle, John Langler, King 5 News.
All right, thank you, John. We'll get back to you if you learn anything new. As we mentioned, tonight's shooting comes on the very night that Seattle Mayor Ed Murray delivered a State of the Homeless address. King 5's Natalie Swaby was there when the mayor learned about the shooting and is now at Harborview, where you just heard some of those victims were taken earlier. Natalie.
Yeah, that's right. We just actually received an update from Harborview a short time ago, just a little more specific details on some of the information John was talking about. From the PIO here, we've learned that 4 patients arrived here shortly around 7:50, and she did tell us that 1 male was pronounced dead here at the hospital. There were 2 critical patients, a female and a male, and another female in serious condition. Their ages range from 25 to 45. Now, as you said, before we arrived at the hospital, we were in North Seattle at Mary's Place. It's a shelter for homeless families, and that's where the mayor was tonight to deliver a live primetime special address on homelessness. It was about halfway through his remarks that phones in the room started lighting up. My phone lit up. Information about this shooting in this homeless encampment. The mayor took a moment with his team in the corner of the room. Then he came back in front of our cameras, and this is what he had to say.
Moments ago, I was informed by the Seattle Police Department that there was a shooting with multiple victims at Airport Way in South Atlantic. It is an active scene. The police are at the location right now, and both Chief O'Toole and I will brief the press and the city as soon as we have more information. The scene is an active crime scene. At this point, we don't know if it is safe. We urge people to please stay away from it until we can get you additional information. Again, it is an active crime scene, multiple victims, and we will have a press conference later this evening. Thank you.
So again, we were there at Mary's Place tonight because the mayor all day has been talking about this special address tonight. He wanted to get into the issue that he says has been dividing the city of Seattle. He says there is a crisis with the homeless issue in our city. And we were there as we met people staying in Mary's Place. In this particular shelter, they have 100 beds. All are full. We met a mom of 3. She's expecting her 4th child in May. She was happy to see the mayor there tonight to talk about this issue, hoping to get more resources for people who are homeless in our city. And then, of course, the speech started at 7:30. Like I said, right about halfway through, we received this news about what was happening at this homeless encampment in Seattle, and it definitely ended on a very somber note in that press conference that we had there tonight. We are going to stay out here at Harborview because we did just talk with that PIO here at the hospital who said she's waiting to find out more information about the 3 people who are in surgery. So as soon as we do learn any more, we'll bring it to you. But for now, live in Seattle, Natalie Swaby, King 5 News.